Corey. Yeah,
Yeah.
So what you said something happened at work, man. It was tough. Or do you not want to talk about that?
No, I'll talk about it like without like specifics, but essentially someone in our office tested positive for COVID. And the way that they like informed everybody was like super low key. Like it was just a Teams message, like in our like general channel that nobody really looks at. So nobody was really aware of what like that it had happened. So like this was sent on Christmas Eve. And essentially everybody in the office was exposed. There was like no way around it. And so like, I guess our company bought a bunch of rapid tests. Like now they have the at-home test that you can, you know, test yourself and know your results in like 15 minutes. And like, so everybody in the office, of course, after hearing that was like, oh shit, like we should take these tests. There were only like 40 or something of them. So like they went quick. And essentially like a bunch of people tested positive. But they didn't so like I feel like the normal thing to do would be to like let everyone work from home because essentially everyone in the office was exposed, like, or obviously like you don't want to spread like the disease.
But did they get the test results back?
Some people did, and they tested positive.
Okay.
And I think they let those people go home. But if you didn't test positive, they made you stay and keep working. And then, but then they also took, like, some people hadn't taken their tests yet. And they said, oh, these are only for like people who are experiencing symptoms or like, you know, people that critically need it. And they took the tests away. And it was just like, everyone was exposed. And like, it was almost as if they were trying to give priority to like the executives.
Yeah.
To take those tests.
Yep.
Rather than
the people who are closer to the person of contact.
Exactly. Exactly. So like that pissed a lot of people off. So like especially the people who had like had COVID or someone in their family had COVID who had a very bad experience, like it was pretty upsetting to them.
Someone might sue your employer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like our reaction, like I would say like the reaction of our company to COVID was pretty piss poor. But,
when did you go? Did you ever go home to work, Mike?
I've been working from home for like the past 2 years. Like I rarely go into the office. Yeah. But like that's because, well, I have special circumstances as to why I don't go into the office, because like I signed up to, like during COVID, we were actually in a transitional period where we were switching offices. So we were supposed to open up one in Anaheim and one in Pasadena. So I signed up to go to the Pasadena office, which still isn't open, but Anaheim opened like earlier this year. And so that's when they started forcing the majority of people to go back to work.
Yeah.
So yeah, all the people in that office essentially got exposed to COVID, and the response to it was like it wasn't how you would expect like a company to react, I guess you should say.
I don't know about that, Mike.
I guess, but like I'm in an office with like over half the office is like millennials our age, like, you know what I'm saying? Like fresh grads out of college. So obviously like we all have, people our age have a certain perspective on life, I guess you should say.
I get that.
And like we have certain expectations of the workforce. You know, we expect more than just like, oh, be grateful for the job you have, you know.
Definitely.
Like, you'd be grateful for the money that I'm making you. Exactly. Pretty much.
It becomes, it's not, this work environment is slowly crumbling apart, and I think it's due to COVID. Like first, like I think a lot of things were realized, and I think millennials are actually the reason why we're going to be staying in a remote workplace for the indefinite future. As it relates to like white collar and skill jobs, because we have already confirmed that it does not disrupt productivity in any way. So they can cut. That was the bullshit they were spitting. They were saying that you got to be grateful for this company and the salary. It's like crazy. I found a job that they were willing to pay me way more than the fuck my old job was, and you know, when that time happens, it seems like everything is like, oh my god, what just happened? There's like a backtrack. It's like, oh my, we've done you wrong. This. Companies will treat you wrong until you leave. It's just the business of the nature. and I think it's partially due to the bottom dollar in terms of making profits. That's the reason why, during like if a variant has been introduced to, the community, why aren't there more rapid tests at work while people are going in?
I think like the thing with the rapid test is just like they're hard to get right now.
True.
Because everybody wants them.
As a company, how do you protect your employees? You know what I'm saying? These are things you should like foresee. Like having a stockpile of this stuff for the people you're supposed to be taking care of because they're supposed to be coming in on a day-to-day basis. It's interesting.
Yeah, and I think like my biggest thing was just how people were informed of something like that. You think should be like an email, right? Like an email with the important tag on it. Like, this is what happened. This is the situation. If you were in the office this day, you were likely exposed to COVID. But the message came in
from him individually, not an organization, not HR.
Not HR. It came from his manager, from the person's manager. That someone on my team tested positive from COVID in a channel that like, I don't know if you guys have Microsoft Teams.
It's not an official channel.
Yeah. Like do you guys have Microsoft Teams at your work?
I don't use it.
It's the same thing as Zoom chat or any sort of jabber.
Yeah, it's essentially like I ignore like shit that's posted in like the general channel in Teams. Like it's just like usually it's just a bunch of bullshit. Nobody cares about what's posted there.
It's like people showing pictures of their dog on a Saturday.
Exactly. Yeah, some bullshit like that. Yeah. So like it wasn't really communicated through an official means. I actually was the only reason I knew about it because like I'm not even in the channel that they informed people was because people from the office told me told me afterwards what happened. So like, I don't know. It's just, it was just a disappointing reaction to it. And it just, I wish it would have been a little bit better, but
it's not, don't worry, Mike. Yeah. Only way it's going to change is if you do something about it.
Yeah, well, I can't do anything.
I mean, if you do not like the situation that you're in, you can leave. That's all I can provide.
That's what someone was saying. It's like, I don't even think it's millennials that are driving this. I think what you were saying, like it's more about economics, is like there's so many opportunities to make money that you're not like hold down to like one thing just because of your education level. Like in the past, if you had a specific education level, then you can only do so much in the world. But now that's not holding people back from. Yeah.
I definitely feel that. That's interesting, man. I mean, I'm sorry to hear that, Mike. But yeah, piss poor job on the company. In terms of-
it's all good. Like, cause and this will kind of like lead into like what my topic was going to be for the day. But like ultimately, like I guess like they're just like the company is trying to essentially treat COVID as just a normal sickness, and like similar to like if someone had a cold in the office. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not going to shut everything down.
No, you're not.
If that happens, and I would assume that everybody in the like, most of the people that I associate with in that office, like they're all vaccinated. So like at some point, like,
I hope so.
Yeah, we just have to move on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really what it is.
Hopefully. Well, let's get to that.
And let's get to hope as we wrap up the end of the year.
Get to the hope. And so this is the Mostly Bullshitting podcast.
So I'm Mike.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm Solomon.
And this is the weekly, bi-weekly, tri-weekly. We try to make it every week.
It's the holidays, you know what I'm saying? Just be glad we're here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is like the underbelly of December. Nobody really cares about this week.
Nah, nobody cares about this week. We're trying to take this weekend. We're trying to turn up.
Santa hats, drinking hot cocoa. That nigga's just on a couch, just watching whatever Netflix series. That binge show that they was about to watch. This is the week they're watching it. Nobody's doing shit this week.
Right. And in their new PJs they just got for Christmas.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is the weekly whatever catch up between 3 ex-college roommates where we get together and we talk about stuff. We talk about politics, we talk about sports, we talk about life, we talk about finances, technology, all of the above, but mostly we're just bullshitting. Every week we start with Mike. We all provide a topic. Mike starts. So Mike, what's your topic for this week?
So I know this is going to kind of sound like the opposite of what I was just complaining about. But essentially, I was trying to get at, when do we get to a point where we just accept COVID is inevitable and it's going to be around forever? The CDC just released some new guidance on, if you test positive for COVID, essentially relieving some of the restrictions that they had been talking about over the past couple of years, essentially reducing the amount of time that you need to quarantine if you test positive. I think it used to be like 14 days. Now it's down to 5 days. So I think the CDC is essentially trying to kind of navigate us into this space where we have to just live with COVID, because like, really at this point, there's really nothing we can do to end it. It's going to be around forever. The only thing you can really do is get vaccinated if you so choose. But like, I just don't see this ever coming to an end at this point.
It doesn't feel like it. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
What I would say to that is, honestly, as time goes on, we're going to realize how, I think, cyclic this type of thing is, because it's a virus. It's similar in nature to like other virus strains that we've seen before, and we've seen this, like the cyclic nature of these things. So based off of that, we should actually know that this shouldn't end anytime soon. I'm not gonna lie, I agree with you. Like, there should probably be some, like, the thing is, the government has been really shitty in terms of publicly informing like the public about what their rules are, because everything is so unknown. So I think I honestly think that's
what level of government, Solomon? Because in America, that's not how things work.
True. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't speak it to that level. I mean, I'm just talking about mostly, I don't want to speak like directly to the CDC, but it's like in conjunction with the CDC and the White House and the message they're trying to give Americans and how they're supposed to protect themselves and be better. I think we're actually getting to a point where we're probably going to start to see the trend. We already see kind of like the death rate, like we're seeing it lower, like based on like the amount of over time, like it's slowly lowering. It's like, I'm not sure where it's hovering around in the US right now, but it's like between 2.5 to 1.5%. So it's getting lower, and it's getting to a point where it's starting to get acceptable. I think what is really needed is some transparency, so the public have an idea of how we're going to go about this going forward. Because putting us in a quarantine and saying that you don't have to quarantine as long without justification from the scientific community, when everything else has been scientifically justified, is a bit weird. You know what I'm saying? When scientific people when they start making decisions that aren't science-based, it starts to you lose trust in the public. Like the CDC switching.
How's it not science-based? Because I thought they changed the quarantine level based on the quarantine period of time, based on the fact that over 70% of the country is vaccinated. Vaccinated, so that the majority of people who are exposed to COVID, who are getting it, are vaccinated, so they're not being hospitalized. There's
and so for the other 30%,
very few of the people getting this new variant are being hospitalized.
And so is the 5-day recommendation, and I'm actually a little I'm not all the way informed on this, but is this 5-day shortening of the quarantine, is this only related to vaccinated individuals?
I think it is. I thought it was. I honestly I don't know.
I actually thought it was the opposite, Brandon, which is the reason why I'm still kind of standing on that point, because the contagion period is still longer than the contagious period is still longer than 5 days for COVID.
I would assume though that over 85% of the country has antibodies for COVID, either through vaccination or through getting it.
Yeah. I think the U.S. vaccination rate is right around 60. So I could easily assume that 25% of the rest, of the 60, another 25%. I can see that.
So here's the guideline. So they're saying pretty much if you're not vaccinated, they recommend the 5-day quarantine followed by strict mask use for an additional 5 days. And then, but if you're vaccinated and asymptomatic, they just recommend, wearing masks for the next 5 days. That's
so if you're vaccinated, you do not actually necessarily have to quarantine if you've tested positive for COVID.
Yeah, you just need to wear a mask and try to minimize encounters.
Yeah, so
with
like
other
theoretically,
people.
if a vaccinated individual went to work like on the 23rd, went home, are they technically not? They don't need to. They just need to keep a mask on to come back to work the next day.
Pretty much. You're like,
legally, obviously, in comparison to like the company guidelines, that may not be the case. But if there were no company guidelines, that person would be able. I didn't actually realize that.
Yeah, yes. So technically, yeah, they could go out. They should wear a mask and try to stay 6 feet away from people.
Because they're not talking about work, Solomon. They're talking about people buying shit.
Okay, I get that for sure.
Yeah, that too.
Talking about people going to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, I just assume that people they just want people to go back to work, which is the reason why they're doing.
They want people to buy shit. They don't care where they get the money from.
I feel you.
Yeah,
I think they do though, because they're not gonna run up the stimulus check again, so they don't want it to come from them no more.
Yeah,
I don't think.
And I think like the primary problem with everything that happened with COVID is just like we were talking about the government and like the levels of it, is that every single like branch or every single like level deflected to the lower level. The federal government, when Trump first got, he's like, oh, I'm going to leave it up to the states. And then the states were like, oh, we're going to leave it up to the local municipalities, counties, exactly. And the counties were like, oh, we're going to deflect it to the city, and then so like the problem became that because like obviously certain cities have people that view things like in certain ways, like those are places where COVID was like a hot ground and allowed it to mutate and do what it's doing and go crazy. While other cities that are more, I guess, at this point it's liberal. Well, I'll just say liberal versus conservative because that's kind of where it seems to go. Like more liberal cities probably were, required the masks and people were more willing to wear them.
But the thing is, I'm sorry, Mike, that I think our country's too big to do the opposite. Because if you try to do the opposite, like they do in like India and China, we'll have ridiculous slums somewhere.
Slum? Well, like I'm talking about like I think that the federal government should have had like power to input a mask mandate and not leave it up to the states to say that. To like, how does the federal
government enforce that?
I don't know, like, but like, I mean, they have power. Like, if the federal government is requiring each state's governor to enforce this, like then they can trickle down the enforcement. Like, if the federal government just says this is what each state needs to do, then they can trickle down the enforcement from there.
So you want cops checking to see if people have masks on?
That's a waste of time, Mike.
That's like what the fuck? That's not gonna fly with nobody.
Nobody's gonna follow that.
You want to check to see if somebody got a mask.
It's the same as policing weed. Like in my eyes, like you're gonna like stop this one person from smoking weed. Like, what do you think he's gonna do when he goes fucking home? You know what I'm saying?
Like, but like the difference is like when you're home, you don't need your mask. Like when you're in public, like if it is like they do have, like they could have had the authority to fine people that weren't wearing
masks. Martial law to force people indoors. That's crazy. Yeah.
No, not to force them indoors, but to force them to wear masks.
Forcing.
But to force them to wear masks. If you're not wearing a mask,
then you got to stay at home. Is what you're saying. If you don't want to wear a mask, then you got to.
Well, if you don't want to wear a mask, you're going to get this $200 fine. And then that would encourage, like, if people aren't going to want to just give up $200 when they can just make a simple put on your mask, like,
Mike, what you're saying sounds crazy.
Does it? Like it would have stopped it. Like it would have stopped all this bullshit. Like we'd be living normally right now if that's what they did.
You're
like,
telling cops to chase kids down the street to get it to give them a citation.
It's not going to be kids, like adults, like at least like the cops don't.
No, it's going to be kids, Mike. I'm telling you, it's kids not wearing the mask, and you want cops to chase them. But
it's grown adults that aren't wearing the mask right now. Like
it's grown adults too, but I think there's like a lot of it is kids as well. Like kids don't really want to wear masks all day. Like that's uncomfortable. If I was a kid, I would take that shit off as many times as I could.
No, because like I know my girlfriend's family, like her niece is in preschool and they're all wearing masks. Like it's like kids aren't gonna like I don't know. You know, kids are just gonna like they're most likely gonna listen to the authority figure. Teacher, like who are either their parents or like, you know, whoever they view as an authority figure.
Yeah, trust me, it's probably their parents too. Man.
That's what, so like if a kid's like refusing to wear a mask, it's probably because their parents are also
for sure their parent. No child is going to make that decision on their own. I'll tell you that 100%.
Why not? Why if some friend that they really like might
no.
So like what about it? So like
I'm saying if some 8-year-old goes to some 8-year-old and they come together and say, "Hey, we don't like masks, so we're not going to do it."
If the
so like what about at school? Like they're
respects the other 8-year-old that much, then yeah, they think the other 8-year-old is cooler than them, or like
true. But that might happen. They'll still have a teacher figure that they'll look to,
and like they're forcing kids. Like kids have to wear masks in school.
Like they don't wear masks. So like my girl is a teacher. Or it used to be a teacher. She stopped teaching, but shit, they don't do that, guys. Like I'm telling you, like I don't know, bro. Like inner city kids,
honestly,
totally
like and Brandon, like what I'm suggesting,
like it's a school by school basis. By the way, I do want to let you guys know that you guys cannot.
Right,
like
I'm
both
just saying,
of you guys.
Like inner city kids, there's like that's a totally different thing.
Yeah, that is.
And Brandon, like
for sure.
And Brandon, like what I was suggesting would have only lasted like a couple weeks. It wouldn't have like it's not like this would have been in effect the entire 2 years. It would have lasted like a month at most.
And now you think that
would have been enough to contain COVID and get us back to normal life sooner rather than later.
I just think it's just people bullshit that's keeping COVID alive. I think there's a lot of people with poor hygiene and poor health habits that are keeping COVID alive. I think I don't think it's anything to do with
partially the case though. It's not the entire case.
Right. I think the mask thing is just like knowing that a lot of people live foul. It's better just to make everyone wear a mask because we can't control people whether or not people live foul or not.
I thought it was the whole point was like when a person starts feeling symptoms, you know, it's good to have over your face. That was really what it like. I thought it was just for preventing a sneeze when you had to sneeze and potentially in a time where sneezing potentially means you had COVID. That's honestly end of the day. I thought
still does coughing, sneezing. People still
get exactly. Like, just it's seriously like I mean. Surgical mask.
Oddly enough, when I had COVID, like I didn't have like a cough or anything or like a.
Were you asymptomatic?
No, I felt like shit. But like
it eat.
Yeah,
it was like no, like I could like I still had my taste, but I just felt like I had a high fever and a headache. That was pretty much my COVID. And like my nose was like stuffed, but it was dry. It was weird.
But you said you lost your taste, Mike. Did you say you
lost my smell? I lost my smell.
You lost your smell. That's what it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
for me, right? I was gonna say for me right now, all I feel is like body aches, and I've had the same headache all day. For context, to those who don't know, I took my booster I think 2 p.m. yesterday, and so I was feeling it this morning.
Yeah, but I felt like shit after my booster too.
Yeah, I don't feel like I didn't cough today. I didn't sneeze today. No runny nose, no nothing. Because I'm assuming it's supposed to be like the minor version. All I've had is a headache and like the body aches. Oof. Like I have a body ache. I forgot the last time I had a body ache. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm not feeling normal. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's a boost. The booster's not mRNA. It's like a normal vaccine, right?
Honestly, I didn't even check. Not gonna lie, I didn't even look.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't know.
It's just a normal vaccine from the newer variants, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Right.
Well,
Yeah.
But
guys.
honestly, I don't think we had any direct conclusion from this. I just think like this, like in general, the COVID response, like this late in the game, I feel like it's too late in the game for this to be this muddy of a message coming out to the people. If that makes sense.
I just think I think that's my conclusion.
Yeah, it's just like why are we still like confusing the people and like pump faking, going like we want to be protective and safe, but not really protective and safe. We want to be protective and safe to like the best of our knowledge. And sometimes it doesn't seem like that from the public perspective because they're making quick switches. I don't know.
And I kind of agree with like what Solomon was kind of getting at earlier about the death rate. I think once the death rate goes below a certain percentage, I think that's when we just have to call it wraps. Like
I hope
once it reaches the death rate of a similar type of virus or just like a general virus, then that's when you just got to end it and just let shit happen.
Like let the vaccines come out.
Yeah, like, everyone can get vaccinated. Like it's fully available. Like it's your choice at this point. Like
they'll probably say if you're vaccinated with this, you'll have like a 1% chance of dying. If you're unvaccinated, you'll have a 3%, and they'll probably be okay with that to run with.
Yeah,
because I'm not exactly sure what the percentages are, but there's like a number that scientists are looking out there to say, okay, now we're fine with people dying.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean, but it's fucked up. But like we really have to get to that point eventually.
Yeah,
we can't just keep pump faking with guidelines.
Exactly. Let me get the vibes right. Hold on.
Yeah. But anyway, I think we've talked about that enough.
Exhausted the topic. Yeah. For sure. All right. Well, Brandon.
Let me get to my topic. I just wanted to, get excited about next year, 2022. It's a new year, new exciting things happening. One of the things that I'm most looking forward to next year is XRP winning their case against the SEC.
Oh, it's time. Okay.
I think it's game time. I'm pretty sure it's game time.
Okay, I see you. All right. So we're about to make moves, fellas. What we doing?
I got quite a bit invested in XRP, so I'm hoping it pops up.
It's on sale right now too.
Oh, you can buy it now?
If you have
on certain places.
Because you buy it off of Binance, right?
Uphold is the only place. No, I bought it off Uphold. Uphold is the only place you can buy it. Yeah, right now.
You can buy it on Binance, but you have to have the VPN thing in like Brazil.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure. But I feel you. Yeah, that's too much. I just do the Binance US.
Damn, that's crazy. Okay, what else are you looking forward to, Brandon?
Man, I hope like that pops off so I can, take trips and shit.
Yeah, I feel you.
But no, more seriously though, like I'm looking into buying property at the end of the year, end of next year. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's
nice.
Awesome. Yeah. Congrats, bro.
Where are you looking at?
Definitely not California.
Okay.
Definitely not.
So like an investment property, or like you trying to move?
I'm gonna try to move and make it nice, and then probably rent it out. So I'm thinking Georgia or Texas, something like that.
That's what's up.
And then live there for about 2 or 3 years, and then move out to like some other spot, and then rent that place out.
I get you. You're done with California. It's over.
It's not over. No, that's what I'm saying. Like I was
okay. I just want to make sure. It's the story. It's the story with Brandon Deadweiler in California. Has that chapter closed?
No, man. All my people are out here. How could it close? All my family's out here. But yeah, man. Like I just want to buy land, and it's not going to happen anytime soon in California. At least in my situation, it's not.
I'm literally with you as well. The conversations that I have with my mom. Because I don't have enough money to purchase in California, and I tell her this essentially every single time I go home. I pretty much have to come to her and ask for help. It's like, if you want me to live in California, I'll need your assistance. But if not, you know, just don't be mad, you know.
Don't be mad.
When
I mean,
I cop. Don't be mad when I cop.
And there are places in California though that are
Yes.
a little bit more, but they're probably not desirable
Stockton,
places that you want to.
outskirts of Sacramento. There's, you know, Fresno area. You know, there's
so like there's a place like it's called Santa Maria, California, is where one of my friends lives now. It's pretty, I'd say those houses are pretty affordable, and it's like pretty close to like the water. It's like right down the street from Santa Barbara. I guess you would say it's like the ghetto of Santa Barbara if you want to like but I mean, can you really live on the ghetto if you're by the beach? Like, you know, like,
you know,
that kind of thing.
Have you been to Isla Vista, bro? Isla Vista's.
Isla Vista's many.
Oh, so then a place like Isla Vista, then like I don't know. I don't think it would
That's
be
just more college. It's just like ratchet because it's college. Like they just don't give a fuck about their lives. That's true. I don't think they're real harm. You know what I'm saying? It's like the college frat boys who are just screaming in your face. They don't mean any real harm. They're just barking, you know?
Yeah. It's probably like a lot of hippies and stuff live over there.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but definitely like Texas is like, that's where most Californians are moving. Like Austin or Houston or one of those cities. Utah's pretty cheap too, but I doubt you want to live there.
Unless you're a fan of Mormons in nature. You know?
It is beautiful nature out there.
No,
it is beautiful.
Utah is the location if you actually want to, you know, be out, if you want to stop living in civilization and start just living your own life. I think it's a good place to start.
Yeah.
I got some people that I work with live in Utah. They fuck with it.
That's awesome. That's what's up. For sure. So Ethereum to help finance travel, and not Ethereum, sorry, crypto, XRP specifically to finance your vacations as well as the homes. So
not the homes. Not the homes. I can't.
Not the homes. Come on. I can't put enough XRP into.
That's an extra house. I
got you.
Right. So I can't like put all my whatever like I'm trying to work up to into like.
I saw.
Hoping the crypto pops.
I saw a post on Twitter that made me laugh really fucking hard. There was one NFT guy who was really like early on the scene and said he sold one of his Bathing Ape like NFTs and was able to purchase like a home.
Oh, it was really they have Bape NFTs.
It's not Bathing Ape. It's the fucking
Bored Ape.
Sorry. Okay. I don't. My bad. I'm not. Like I said, I took a nap. I've been sick all day. I'm not really.
It's all good. I'm sure Bape.
You know, Bathing Ape. You know, Soulja. You know, might as well get on that NFT while you can now, and you can say you started here first. But he sold one of his Bored Ape NFTs, bought a home, and posted it to his like fans, and they're all NFT followers. And you know, you would have thought like the comments would have been super congratulatory to this man to say, hey, you know, you made it, you finally did it. This is the reason why we do this for. Instead, it was like it felt like it was kids in the comments talking about, bro, you think a house is an appreciating asset? Like fucking like they're literally saying you lost because you sold the NFT.
House?
Yeah.
These kids are lost, bro. These kids are so dumb,
bro. But I was crying.
Nah, you should have sold his NFT for property in the metaverse.
Bro, some shit, you know, some shit that continues to grow. I don't know, but like it was funny. It was. Stupid. I know, and it was just like it might be like that meme troll culture coming about in the NFT space, but like
I hope so.
While it was funny, it was like, you know, slightly concerning to me. I only wanted to bring that up in the context of this because we were talking about crypto as well as homes in the same in the same topic. But shit, that to me was actually pretty interesting in terms of like the visual mindset for some, because truly over the past 2 years, you know, the NFTs have obviously been a more appreciating asset than like land, but like how sustainable is that really?
I mean, you know what though, Solomon? NFTs is one of those things that it only has value compared to how much someone's going to pay for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the thing about the NFTs is people like fake the price of those. But like what they do is like they create their own NFT.
Minting,
and then they mint their own NFT, then they buy it from themselves. So then the history of that NFT says, oh, this sold for $100,000. So now they try to sell it for $150,000 because the next person thinks, oh, it's worth this much money, I'm getting
a 90% discount.
Yeah.
That is
I just got fucking played.
It's a scam. The whole thing is a scam.
But I think what would be really good and eye-opening if there was like a documentary to highlight like those people who got burned by NFTs, just so people can
by crypto in general.
Oh, or by crypto in general. But like, I think NFTs will be an easy, like crypto, you know, there's run-ups and spikes just like stocks. I like people can push up a number and let it fall. I mean, it depends on the blockchain and its use and like if there is specific functions for that specific crypto. But like in certain instances, like in some shit coins, like, you know, there's traditional run-ups and fall-offs. I think the way that crypto is different is because you're allowed to create, you know, a digital poster. It's essentially saying, this is my rock and this is how much it's worth. And I think that's different because someone is allowed to say, like, this is my digital piece of property. It absolutely is because you made it on Microsoft Paint. But why is it worth $3,000 when you were selling, you know, paintings for $30 like a year ago? You know what I'm saying? What changed? Like, it can't just be a digital signature. I know digital signatures will be kind of like I don't know, is it the authentication factor for this decentralized system so we can hold each other accountable? I'm not sure. But what I do know is that signature should not hold that value because theoretically, in my eyes, if that NFT does not have that digital signature, it's supposed to be worth nothing. Because it can be duplicated, it can be replicated, and it can be sent out. What I don't understand is what's the difference with someone putting a digital signature on it, backed by a specific program?
I think like obviously like NFTs, they're not worth how much they're selling for. They do have some kind of value associated with them, like when you go into the metaverse and you're like, so like I saw somebody talk about how, you know, obviously when the internet first came out, some people who didn't adapt, they got, you know, kicked to the curb. Places like Blockbuster and like
you're speaking to the internet though, right?
Yeah, but like but they're comparing that, like how people felt about the internet at that point now to the metaverse. Mm-hmm. And like if companies aren't adapting, like creating a digital like store in the metaverse. So like Nike is creating a digital store where you can put on your headset, walk in, and you can look at the Nikes and then, you know, try them on your feet and shit, like digitally.
You're right. Mike, no, it is. I think that's important because I think at a certain point, hardware is going to only be visual. Like we're not going to need a phone because we'll be able to tap in the air on through our glasses. And like, we don't need to see like a video on the screen because it'll play through our glasses. You know what I'm saying? Like as we're walking around. Like we don't need to type things up because there'll be like a, you know, an AR keyboard right in front of us.
Yeah. Shit's gonna be wild, man.
So it's like once it's in there, then you're gonna need to. That's where the companies are gonna have to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like,
I don't know. Even with all that, bro, it doesn't make. It's still like I understand the value, like the future value. It's just why are we valuing things that we valued for $30 last year, and then why are they 1.5 Ethereum this year?
It's just the hype. Like
it's just like the hype.
I really don't, Mike. I honestly think there's value in that signature. And that signature you can get for free. That signature in minting is not, it's like that's what the shit that trips me out. You're able to mint your own products. You have this digital signature that is increasing the value of a lot of these arts, like a lot of the art, a lot of the projects that are coming out. That digital signature is free for use for the community. Like us, we can mint. But at what point, like I mean, does minting cost money?
It does. It costs like a certain amount of Ethereum or whatever coin.
Yeah, whatever coin you're using based on how many people are doing it at the same time, which is why I want XRP because they have very low to non-existent gas fees and they're partnering with the new company that's going to create NFTs to continue.
Okay, but like
on their ledger.
But yeah, even with all of that, man, it's just like, for me, something is not adding up. If I have the access to the digital signature, if I create some digital art, put it in a sphere, like if I have connect, like I don't have connections, but I know someone who's like in the NFT game. If I slide her this, tell her to post it on under your name, someone who's like an NFT artist, will it make money? Like if some bullshit, I put it on Microsoft Paint, minted, digitally signed, slid it to someone who has value, like because the thing is, this value system is just as arbitrary.
Well, I think that the contract and that signature has value because it's backed by blockchain technology. So therefore, it requires a certain amount of computing power constantly in order to just exist.
I know. Oh. Trust me, and I get, like, that's the part I understand. I understand the value of that digital signature. I just, is it that, like, my question is it that valuable?
Computing power? I think so. I think so.
But I don't think it'll be that valuable. It won't be that valuable for that long. Just right now, the market it's not really that saturated. Once the average person, once me, you and Brandon, we all start figuring out how to mint our own NFTs, and everybody starts doing that. Obviously, supply and demand, like that's when it goes down. We're gonna have greater known artists, like obviously the fucking, I don't know, the Van Gogh of the NFT space. His NFTs are going to be worth more than our little bullshit that we put out, you know?
Is there a limit on the amount of real estate that you can, like amount of digital real estate, or even like the hardware in order to like do blockchain?
So like with these metaverses, like Decentraland and like Sandbox, yeah, there's a limited amount of digital space, but they can also easily expand it, probably.
Right, but to what extent? More. To what end? Yeah.
Yeah, like in theory, it could be infinite. So like, but then that would also decrease the value of the land that was already the digital land that was already purchased, because if they all of a sudden, like they're probably going to put a cap on how much land they'll produce.
But is it? That's what I'm saying. Can it really be infinite? Because how much energy is that going to require, and where are we going to get that energy from?
Oh, true.
I'm just on a basic level, like it's just energy, like that we're purchasing and that we're trading. So like, what is that really valuable? I think so, because we don't have renewable sources of it. So I think that.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, like so that's the limit then. So yeah, that's what makes it like the fact that it's limited is what makes it valuable. Yeah. And that it costs
the limited amount of gas that's used.
Well, just Ethereum. There's only going to be a limited amount of Ethereum in order to make an NFT. There's only going to be a limited amount of Solana in order to make an NFT, or Cardano to make an NFT. There's not an X, like it's not like $1 we can just print dollars and then we can just give someone however many dollars they want in order to get something.
I don't know,
done.
But it seems like I honestly don't think that like cap for Ethereum is going to be hit before that saturation of the market.
It will be hit eventually at some point in time.
Yeah,
like when like crypto, like we think crypto's mainstream now, but like still a lot of people really haven't adopted it. So like,
yeah, I mean, I can say I did, but I've only put in a couple thousand. It's not nothing.
It's gonna be hard to adopt. I think it'll be easier once cards. It's on like your credit card or your
okay,
your debit card.
Yeah. I get that. Using it to pay for stuff.
Look up XRP and Visa.
For sure.
I'm telling y'all right now, like once it's on like a credit card, because that's already a digital transaction. It's just a different older technology called Swift. Yeah.
Banking companies will lose if they don't incorporate Bitcoin or Ethereum.
They already know that. They already know that. That's why they're fighting with the SEC. That's why Expert P is fighting with the SEC right now, because they have the best technology. And it's going to cost
like Square. Like Square made most of its money off of Bitcoin investments. Yep. What do you think they're going to do in terms of their actual platform of purchase it? Like that's their whole platform. You know what I'm saying?
That's why all these payment apps are allowing you to buy crypto now, because that's what we're going to be using in the future in order to make transactions.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
And I'm just saying, as it gets adopted, then it's going to be more and more scarce. Certain ones.
Yeah. So maybe we should mint some. We should do like, how there's like a wine and paint. Like one time we should do an NFT minting and painting. You know what I'm saying? Get them some followers in.
We should mint our podcast.
We should mint our podcast. Also, I was gonna suggest that. I was saying we should mint an NFT for our podcast.
Bro, you know what we could do? Whoa.
It's not hard to do. It's very easy.
No, we're gonna go deeper than that. We're going to reserve a space in the metaverse, and we're gonna get a really good location. We should all save up your Ethereum, fellas.
And we can live broadcast in the metaverse.
Buy a place like right next to someone famous, so they can kind of go from that famous person, go into here and say, "What is this?"
Which metaverse?
And there'll be three, electric black people in chairs at the front, just talking.
But which metaverse though?
Huh?
Which metaverse?
Which metaverse?
Oh shit! I don't know.
Like that's where we'd have to do
where the celebs are at. You know what I'm saying?
We'd have to do the most. So like Sandbox is partnered with Under Armour and Steph Curry. I don't know who's partnered with like Decentraland, but like we'd have to do our own research. There's a bunch of metaverses too.
Let's check our market. Let's check who's actually interacting with us. See what they'd most likely be interested into. Maybe put in a little 0.5 Ethereum bid on a metaverse house together. You know what I'm saying? I think it could be great for us. Who knows?
Yeah, 0.5 ain't shit.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not sure. See, the thing is, I don't know the housing market right now in the metaverse.
I think it's pretty crazy, but like I can look in like Decentraland.
Well, yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. Like to all like my Sandbox. Metaverse people, I do apologize. I'm not as well versed. I'm not well versed in your metaverse.
I'm pretty sure some of the plots of land are selling for like 5 to 10 ETH. So like
5 to 10 Ethereum.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, it's pretty pricey. Let me try to look it up. But like,
yeah. So you're saying I could actually buy that house in Stockton, but to buy an electric home in the metaverse next to Zuck, too much, bro.
It's according to the kids though, it's worth a lot more than the house.
Oh my god! All right, well this is discouraging, but I feel like this is probably a big plot of land. like the top thing on Google says a plot of digital land was just sold in the metaverse for $2.43 million, more than most homes in NYC and San Francisco.
What the fuck? There's something we don't understand. There's something we don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. It's because like these companies are
put
buying
a digital signature on that home.
I mean, we own it, but I'm trying to see like that's probably like a big ass spot.
So we would have to. The home would be an NFT. So when we create the contract,
is the home an NFT?
I believe so.
In the metaverse, okay.
Yeah. So when we make that contract,
everything in the metaverse is minted. Everything in the metaverse is minted.
I believe so. Yeah. I believe everything in the metaverse is an NFT. I'm not totally certain, but.
I want to see the first crypto crime, the first piece of like.
Okay.
That's hard. Man. How are you gonna hack? How are you gonna hack it?
I don't know.
That's why.
What if there's something?
That's why it's so valuable because it's not been hacked yet.
I feel you. But I think once, I mean, it's not. It potentially will never happen. But like the one moment, an object that is not minted enters the metaverse, what happens?
It loses all of its value.
Is
an object that hasn't been minted enters the metaverse?
Yeah, like somebody just puts like something random into the metaverse that they didn't pay for.
But I don't think you can. That's like the power of blockchain technology is it has to be that digitally validated.
I know.
Like for you to put, you can't just put some bullshit in there. Like,
I know, that's what I'm saying.
For something you don't understand, there's a lot of you have to. There's a lot of absolutes here.
Okay.
No,
I get it.
There's a lot of absolutes.
It's more of just my lack of understanding.
There's no way we're affording anything good in the metaverse. I'm looking at Decentraland right now, and like shit's selling for.
Yeah. What about the metaverse ghetto?
Let's see. Over 4,000 mana, which is gonna be over $12,000 worth.
Mine is at 3, but
yeah, I'm trying to see like let's see, bid. Oh, but you can bid on places like some of these random places, like you can bid on it. Let me see. I have to sign in to access that. But like, so if we find some like low key place and bid on it, like in a shit part of the metaverse,
I'm down, bro. Because the shit places are gonna be lit.
Yeah, like it's gonna be the hood in the metaverse,
bro. And what do you think happens with the hood? They gentrify the hood. You know what I'm saying? Every time. I mean, it might be different in this case. There's different histories. There is no white flight.
It's gonna be so crazy because people are gonna want to do whatever in there.
Yeah.
So there's like a bunch of spaces in here that have not been bought yet. Oh wait, yeah, no, never mind. These prices are pretty high.
Damn.
But this is just one metaverse. We could find a cheap one, like one that's up and coming, and there's some that you can bid on that aren't necessarily owned by anybody. So you can just like put your bid in, and then after a certain time,
make a neighborhood.
Yeah, like this one's cheap.
Dude, do what Nipsey told us, bro, in the metaverse. There's gonna be some weird ass captions coming soon.
I'm telling y'all, though, if this XRP goes up, it'll be easy. We'll be able to hop right in.
For sure. Yeah. That's light. All right. Well, I mean, it's kind of crazy how we were talking about the new year, but obviously
the new year is going to be.
I brought up XRP. Yeah, I brought up XRP.
It's crypto. The new year is, if y'all haven't known, the new year is
2022 is the year of crypto for sure.
Y'all don't know. Now you know. This is like Giannis before his MVP season. You know what I'm saying? Y'all heard about him. He's starting to look bigger. But wait till next season. Wait till next season.
Yeah, wait till game 6.
For sure.
Pity ball.
I'm gonna drop a link in the chat, and you guys can browse some of the land in the metaverse if you want. Absolutely. After the pod.
Bro, we're property owners. It doesn't matter where. You know what I'm saying? You gotta diversify your assets.
So that's what's up, Mike. I'll put this in my notes.
Yeah. All right, man. So, I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about in terms of the new year? Because I think we mostly covered it, but like.
No, that was it, man.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Well, I mean, we can move on to the next topic if you'd like. This is news that's actually come across more recently. This is as of today. It's Ghislane Maxwell. Ghislane Maxwell was found guilty in the sex trafficking trial. So I'll go through the charges, but basically, long story short, it's essentially a life sentence that has been handed down onto her. She will be serving the rest of her life in jail. But let me just go through the actual counts. Count 1, conspiracy to entice a minor to travel to engage in an illegal sex acts, max of 5 years, guilty. Count 2, the only non-guilty count, enticing a minor to travel to engage in illegal sex acts, maximum sentence of 5 years. Count 3, conspiracy to transport a minor with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, maximum sentence of 5 years, guilty. Transporting a minor with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, maximum sentence of 10 years, guilty. Conspiracy to commit sex trafficking of minors, maximum sentence of 5 years, guilty. And sex trafficking of minors, maximum sentence of 40 years, guilty. So
you're saying that they couldn't prove that she was enticing kids to travel?
All those like charges sound the exact same though.
Right, but
so
the one
there's like conspiracy, there's enticing to transport, there's transporting a minor. So it's like the steps. Like you're like enticing a minor at like a mall in America. That's the first charge. The second charge is enticing a minor to travel. That's not guilty because it probably is likely that like Maxwell and those girls separated at some point, and that some of those girls actually elected, even though they were like, influenced and manipulated to do that, they didn't find her guilty on enticing the minor to travel.
That's a precedent, Solomon, that they don't want to keep in court. That,
probably
enticing minors to do things like we don't want to have that.
Enticing minors to travel. The other one, count 3, conspiracy to transport. So it's the intention to transport, to engage in those activities. Count 4, it's actually transporting the minor. So one of them is conspiracy to transport. One of them is the actual transportation. One of them is conspiracy to committing sex trafficking. The other one is the actual committing of the crime of sex trafficking. So conspiracy to commit sex trafficking is 5 years, but actually doing it is 40.
I want to know if she's going to be given the opportunity to snitch off a couple years.
So the thing is, what it seems like from what I'm reading, is that she is being used as a scapegoat. It does not seem like she is going to report against those against her. I think they're using her as an example. I don't want to. What's up?
You're saying she's not going to
I don't think so.
talk about the people that were involved in her criminal organization
If there
in
was
order
time
to
do
not
it,
serve as much time.
to do it, wouldn't have been the time to do it like before you went to trial?
Well, you have to be, I mean, maybe like the time to do it is after because she thought she might have been able to get off with some shit.
How?
I don't know.
Like I mean,
she thought
they for
she
sure
wasn't
did
fully
that shit. Like it was like this shit is the tip of the iceberg. The way like we're reading this, like it seems like it's like almost like an entire company is committing crimes and only one executive got charged after another executive committed suicide. You know what I'm saying? This is an organization. Like this is a sex trafficking organization.
No, they have the whole book and they said they couldn't release the names of who was in her book.
Because there's people in higher places that are actually controlling shit
Bro,
about
I'm
this.
just
Like,
saying, like, could she like be like, yo, I got some names.
She took the charge. She took the charge because she had to be a soldier. She did not want to be D in the wire. That's fucking. That's the other nigga.
Do you think
that's
she's
the other
down
nigga.
like that? Like
that's what I'm trying to figure
the
that out.
other nigga is D from the wire. The other nigga is D from the wire, and he had that suicide in the prison, nigga. This is the wire, bro.
I think like it's a situation. Yeah, eventually, if she snitches, then she probably gets killed. Like
yeah, I don't think
that's how high these people are in these places. They can organize her to get killed in prison. I think
you think they're gonna organize her to get killed in prison after they just try to do the same thing?
I literally think just due to the implications of the money that is involved, yes.
You think people will be like, yeah, that makes sense. She got killed in prison too, for sure. And then people will just be like, all right, whatever.
Justice is investigate it. No. The thing is, you just have to look about who's investigating it and who are they responding to. At some point, like we're talking about like presidents, like A-list actors. You know what I'm saying? At what point in the investigation does this investigation reach one of our victims? You know what I'm saying? Not the victims, not a victim, one of the suspects in the case. You know what I'm saying? Because there are people in extremely high places that were allegedly connected to this.
Yeah, like Bill Clinton was on there, Trump.
That's what I'm saying. So at what point, think about it. People loyal to Trump, do you actually think they would allow Trump's name to get out there before the 2024 election, where they wholeheartedly intend? They're like the Republican Party has publicly announced that they want Donald Trump to be the Speaker of the state in 2024. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they have suspects of value on that in that little notepad that Maxwell had. I absolutely think. I mean, this is like, you know, I don't usually get into my conspiracy bag, but this is not like
this is a legit conspiracy.
This is legitimate. This is sex trafficking, and this is like he took pictures with these people. There is no denying the connection. You cannot deny a photo. Currently. In the future, you may be able to deny a photo due to the metaverse, but currently you cannot deny a photo. Like you cannot say that was not me. That was to show you. You know, you were a celebrity. You were videotaped during those years. That looks exactly like you.
And like a photo isn't necessarily evidence of guilt. I mean, Epstein was
it's only evidence of association.
Yeah.
And I'm not actually putting any guilt. I'm just saying within the context of the conspiracy, like, holy shit, does it not make sense? Why are these, like, it doesn't make sense why these people rose to power. You know, if you looked at the documentary and how they were, you know, brought up to power, like they were just the friends of people, really wealthy people. But why were they the friends of really wealthy people?
Why was Epstein the friends of wealthy people? That was his whole MO, is to get next to the scientific community because he felt that they were going to have the most influence in the future.
Oh, in the world.
He wanted to blackmail them. There's a whole system of blackmail that goes on in order to gain people's trust. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying is like, damn, that's that's really discouraging that this isn't like a moment where we can be like, oh shit, like she knows everybody. Like we can nip all of this in the bud. But no, instead this is a Catholic priest situation where we're just a whole bunch of nameless rapists that are just back out.
It literally is, and it's honestly like one of the. It's not even. It's like a slew of Catholic priests like being found out for touching little boys, and one of the nuns that knew about it all is the one that's actually going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right, the nun that was in charge of the church.
Huh?
The nun that was in charge of the church, where it was
exactly. Yeah, the nun that I don't want to try to like make it seem like Maxine was someone who was just like an unknowable bystander. She was the recruiting team. She was the recruiting team. So it's definitely a big part of the entire organization when we look at sex trafficking. That is the clients. That's where the money comes from. It's the sales fucking department of sex trafficking. That is, and if you know a business, the business only runs on a sales department. And that's in the very fucked up sense of the sex trafficking business. She was that salesperson. She deserves to be rotting in a corpse in a jail cell for the rest of her life. The fact that she did not give up these people should show how dangerous and influential wealthy people are in this world.
I think sex trafficking is about to be legal pretty soon. Not for minors, but just for adults.
Sex trafficking should be.
I think it's. I'm not even getting into should or should not. I'm just saying I think it will be with like
just how people like prostitution.
Like, prostitution. Trafficking and prostitution.
Not trafficking. I'm sorry. Yeah, prostitution.
Sex work. It's already legal in some places.
Sex work being legal. Yeah. Sex work in general being legal.
I think it'll be fairly legal pretty soon.
It's honestly the same thing with all like drugs. Like if you make it legal, like the financial incentive for drug dealers to bring products into the market will lower. No matter what you say. No matter what you say, you always have to look at the financial aspect of it. If there is a financial incentive to put things in place in America, it will happen, regardless of whether it is legal or illegal. And I think that's what we've learned over time. But with drugs, the war on drugs is like, to me, extremely fucking interesting. Because when you think of it, the only way we can win on the war on drugs is by making drugs legal. But the issue is we do not want to lose the power to say we have control over drugs. And by we, I mean those who are in charge in the government. But if you think about it, those who are perpetrating the fucking crimes, the only reason why they are perpetrating these fucking crimes is to make money. If you remove their financial incentive to work in your environment by providing legal and safe drugs, half of your market will go to the legal and safe drugs, and it will destroy the illegal drug market. It will, similar with any type of.
I don't believe that, because people still buying Zaz from the dope.
I know, but what I'm saying is, do you think the illegal weed industry is as popping currently as like the heroin market, the cocaine market, the markets where it's still illegal? Do you think that growth has been the same for illegal weed dealers? Do you think that like year over year growth? I'm talking about like business scaling. I don't know. I think with time, shit like
I couldn't tell you how much people actually make in cocaine and heroin.
Yeah, I don't. I couldn't tell you. That's why it's honestly just a theory. It's like for sure a theory. There's no proof behind what I am saying. But I think a lot of people like run off of that like financial incentivization. And if you want to remove crimes that are literally an effect of that financial incentivization, you remove that financial incentivization to essentially lessen the effect on the public. I don't know. But shit, that was to always relate back. But yeah, like I think sex work being legal would prevent situations like this in the future. There still probably will be some social shame and public shaming in the beginning. I mean, as with everything, but over time, like people will accept it. Like that's like it's already an industry. that is like, I'm not sure how pervasive it is in America, but prostitution has been in our movies, like in pop culture for as long as we can remember. So it's always been a big part of like that, like in terms of, I don't know, like that underground
I just feel terrible for all those victims where like, Ghislane was the head, but the person who actually did something to you is still out there doing whatever.
For sure.
Like that's like
the organization still exists. Like it didn't.
That's why I said it's like taking two executives from a company and saying that the business can still continue.
Like they'll just be replaced by whoever the next person up was.
Oh my God. You don't think there's another recruiter? The business has to keep going. Like it's the financial incentive. Like, I mean, honestly, at a certain level, the financial incentivization is still going to be there. Like, honestly, even if you're dealing with the richest of the rich people, like that financial incentivization to provide a safe and secure network for sex trafficking for high, like profile individuals will still be there after this trial. Like nothing, like in my eyes, has changed in terms of disrupting the system that created that.
Yeah.
So,
and just the whole idea of like sex as a commodity is becoming more and more widely accepted. That's why that's another thing that's scaring me, about this whole situation, is that people are just like, yeah, sex is a commodity. I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
It is crazy.
I ain't paying you goddamn nothing for it.
Is it really a commodity? Like there's gonna be like human psychology effects like later down the line as it relates to how we view like love and sex down the line, as it becomes more and more of a commodity, as it becomes as it becomes more defined to a dollar amount. You know what I'm saying?
Right, man. It's
gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird, bro. I do not want to be in the world where you go to the vending machine and see. I don't want to say.
I mean, yes, bro. It's like we're getting there.
Like a red light district, essentially. That's what I always.
Bro, you don't think there's gonna be a whole porn section of the metaverse, bro? Like,
man.
I mean, will it even be a porn section, or will it just be like a brothel? Like,
I don't even know.
Is it like what's your live Oculus version
of a Game of Thrones brothel?
I don't think people in the metaverse, do they want to just? I don't think they want to. I don't know. Jack off in the metaverse.
I don't know.
No, they're trying to get busy in the metaverse, bro. Their electric version of themselves is about to get busy as fuck.
Bro, they're gonna have like some shit that you can attach to your fucking.
Bro, they got suits. They got suits, bro. Yeah, bro. You can have like a penis pump, like electronic penis pump, bro. It's gonna be terrible.
Oh my God! All right.
Electronic pussy. That's what they
call it. Maybe.
They call it Where's my pump pussy?
Where is my?
Shit.
For sure. Well.
Oh man, I'm scared of that metaverse, but
bro, it's coming, bro. That's what I'm saying.
It's coming.
It's fucked up, man. It's like a lot of just low vibrational frequencies going on.
So
a lot of low vibrational frequencies.
You know those troll and meme pages? I want to see those in the metaverse. What do those become? Like, because like one thing about the internet is you're allowed to stay anonymous. I'm wondering in the metaverse, will there be like some sort of anonymity factor? Like,
yeah, you'll still be anonymous. Like the only thing that people will be able to link you to in the metaverse is your digital wallet, which won't be which doesn't show any of your public information. Like you can still be like, anonymous in the metaverse. There's nothing that prevents you from doing that.
Got you.
But
so,
yeah.
For sure.
There'll be a lot of hate crimes in the metaverse, so that's probably
that's already been a problem. Like I saw.
How are you able to identify? Wait,
no, this is gonna be a lot of people. Just like Call of Duty hate crimes.
Oh, okay.
No, like I've already seen like an example of like someone like I was saw a video of like sexual assault in the metaverse. Wow. Like I don't know how you quantify it, but like
Well, where's the court system in the metaverse? See, that's a crypto crime. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Somebody
that is a crypto crime.
NFT
sexual. Yeah, like can you actually electronically sexually assault someone? You can in granted like GTA 5. You can do that in GTA 5, but can you do it in the metaverse?
Well, so in this example, like I guess like
grab somebody, it's just like
No, that's what it was though. That's what it was. Like,
come over here.
So like there was
He's
a,
like
there was a girl
teabagging him in the
metaverse.
metaverse. He's like teabagging somebody.
I know it's crazy as it sounds.
You're allowed to do some many shit in video games. Are
Like
they
I said,
Right.
why are they going to treat them
like essentially what happened
Right.
in the metaverse? There was like a girl. She had her avatar, and then a bunch of guys just like kind of went around her and were like, you know, just like in her way, you know, kind of
in
like,
her way?
yeah,
Make her feel
like,
uncomfortable.
yeah, make it,
Bro,
that's what I'm
log
saying.
out,
Like, I know
log
it
out.
sounds I know it sounds
No,
crazy.
log out.
Respawn,
Like,
respawn.
Are there gas charges if they kill you in the metaverse to respawn?
I don't think you can be killed unless you're in a game that allows you to kill people. I don't think you can kill in the metaverse. But
Damn, bro. Like, so what would be the crime here? Like, she like.
I mean, see, so that's the thing. Like, how do you quantify digital crime? Like, where is the line? Essentially,
Bro,
is like what's and that's like that's a discussion that's being had. Like, like
guys, I know how we'd make money in the metaverse.
We
need to be a news channel for the metaverse and report all the shit that's happening in the metaverse. Hire some kids because they're gonna be at home chilling, not doing shit. I'm just gonna say, hey, tell me what happened today. We're gonna put it out on our thing, and then we'll
our parcel of land.
You 0.0000015 Ethereum for every video you get us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, and I just looked and
yeah, I guess you could screen record what's going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because you should. I'm assuming they'll have like. Again, man, I'm so in the not know of the metaverse. This conversation has gotten me to want to know about.
So you can navigate it on your desktop though. So
and you can go on Decentraland. You don't need to pay shit. Like you can run around and explore and see what it is on your computer.
Can
just
you
to
rob
kind of.
Can you rob people with their own Ethereum?
Hey, I'm sure they'll figure out a way.
Hey, yo, metaverse. That was only out of curiosity. There was no intention behind that statement.
Someone wants to commit crypto crime so bad.
I'm more interested.
He's like, how can we commit crypto crime, guys?
I've been watching too many real crime.
Like right now, there's no laws that say it's illegal.
It's just think about all like free crypto we could just be.
Bro, so much crypto in the world to get, bro. It's like, can you unmint something? Like, can I make something like, you know what I'm saying?
I was trying to hit licks, bro. Like,
I'm trying, bro. People are not gonna know what hit them. Like, seriously. Like when the mob happened, the mob had to run for a good, good couple generations before they finally got taken down by the NYPD.
But the mob was already existing in other countries before it got to America. Bro,
and the mob existed in the real world before it came to the metaverse. So, we don't
for sure. It's gonna, I guess, man. That's like saying the mob exists on Twitter or Facebook. I don't know. I don't know if it's the same thing.
There's no financial reason for the mob to exist on Twitter. There's no financial reason. There's a financial reason for the mob to exist in the real world, and there is, I believe, one for them to exist in the metaverse.
If there's like a link. If there's like a link to the Silk Road on the metaverse, then sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the only way you could like steal somebody's shit is if you have access to their wallet. Like, so if you essentially hack their wallet or like get their password from them, like you could.
Individual wallets have not been hacked though, right?
Yeah, it's damn near impossible, or allegedly it's impossible.
Yeah, unless you have the paper password, because I know the paper password for sure.
But yeah, and.
No, I get it. No, I just wanted to leave it there. I mean, I don't need to go into this further. I honestly just kind of enjoy that type of discussion. It's funny to me. It's interesting that the whole metaverse, and I'm kind of like half joking, but I'm half serious. This shit, there's like a lot of money in this.
Solomon wants to buy drugs, women, weapons.
No, all that. No, like saying it like that is like not the cool way to put it. I am attempting to provide stability in my metaverse.
There's no marketing for this
because there is no people that can protect you in your metaverse right now. You believe? No, I'm putting 1984 these people, bro.
Now we're gonna create a.
What you think is not what you actually think. What you believe is safe just needs me to get an eraser on that digital signature, and all of a sudden you're not real,
Don't worry, guys. Solomon's not really about that life.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh my god. If you see me coming in the metaverse, though, run.
Oh shit! I did end up looking at the so the cheapest plot of land in Decentraland is 4,279 mana. So that's like going to be around $15,000.
Jesus
so
Christ.
Yeah, that it's crazy right now. So like we'd have to find like a metaverse, like a new metaverse.
You know what? Let's wait for the market to chill, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like that the metaverse housing market,
because there's still a shit ton of land like that's available. Like oddly enough, like.
But like in terms of like bidding on those like unknown places, what have you like seen? What the smallest amount that you can bid?
Let me
terms
see.
of mana, because that's what I've seen.
So like they don't say like you can just like I'd have to like connect my wallet and log in, but like yeah, you can bid on shit. But I imagine like the minimum bids are probably around the same.
Not for sure.
Let me see if I click bid, what happens? Oh, we need to sign in. Let's see.
Man, I'm too scared.
I'll look into this. I'll look in to see if I can find us a cheap plot of land.
Yeah, no, honestly,
in the metaverse.
Because like at the end of the year, we're gonna buy real land, but at the beginning of the year, we might need to buy some electronic land. So
yeah.
Follow us on our journey. If we do find a place, this is the location of where our podcast will be hosted in the future. Yeah. You will need to get a metaverse account to see us in our podcast coming up soon.
Like honestly though, like I think like if we can somehow finesse something like that, I think it could turn out to be very fruitful.
Really cool. No,
like we'd be like on the front end of that shit.
For
like,
sure. And we should
really pioneering the whole space,
yeah, we gotta get some like chairs. We gotta get an auditorium. Like I want to set. I don't want it.
Yeah,
to be
exactly.
So I want it to be a place where we are presenting to our audience. On
like literally, we'd have some NFTs of our chairs, NFTs of our like mics.
And while we're gone, since we're only going to be there once a week, we should also, use it for something good in the community. As all the
like
shit
a homeless shelter.
Yeah, exactly, or a food bank. You know what I'm saying? Because there might be people in the metaverse that might not have anything to eat.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm sorry. It's like too fun to mess with because it's video game rules, but it's real life.
It's not real life.
I know it's not real life, but it's like that's what they're attempting to imitate.
It's Web 3.0, bro. It's the next iteration of the internet.
This is literally to me GTA 5 or San Andreas, whichever one you had more nostalgic memories of, but with like societal standards.
I just think it's the next iteration of the internet. I think it's that simple.
I don't think
it's placed to.
I honestly don't think it can be just because of like how quickly we can receive information. The thing, what I will like to know is how we will be able to receive information within the metaverse. Do we have to get back out into the real world to like type up stuff on Google, or is there ways in the metaverse to actually CDN content delivery networks are essentially like the timing it takes for once you search something up on Google to like knowing that information. So that is the one thing I would say is limiting.
Google could sell an NFT and make trillions of them. That has like you can have a Google phone in your a Google application, right? Exactly.
For sure. Yeah. It's like what is it called? It'll be the Google glasses of the metaverse. I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. For sure. I wonder how much those. I wonder how much of those going to cost. But I'll leave it for another discussion. I think we should actually get a little bit more. I'm open to diving into this a little more.
Yeah. We got all year.
Yep. Yeah. 2022.
2022.
Yo, the future is bright, y'all. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Yeah, man. It's just I feel bad for these kids because they're not learning anything, but it's all good.
Yeah. It really is.
They gonna be laughing at us like old men. They said we were they were ahead of their time. It's just we don't understand it right now, but it's just like technology. Yeah, we got to keep up.
We really do.
Yeah. To an extent. But I think that's it for this podcast. That's it for this year.
Yep. Oh wait, one thing we got to do though. We got to give Mike a shout out. You know what I'm saying? It was his birthday yesterday. He turned.
Right, yes, Mike.
28.
Have belated.
Yeah. So what's it called?
Thanks,
Yo,
man.
you just gotta let them know it's another year of blessings. So for most people, they look at the new year and say it's 2022, but Mike's a new age. You know what I'm saying? So he got nothing.
Man. What you do, Mike? What you do yesterday?
I just went to dinner, not much, but that's why I'm going to Mammoth this weekend.
Got you.
To celebrate, yeah. Mammoth. I'm going skiing.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. You missed that initial convo. But,
I got you. That's what's up. I'm trying to do that for the very first time this year too, like the snowing or skateboarding thing. Been to Tahoe in the summer, just haven't been in the snow. So I'm hyped. Yeah. Eventually.
Yeah, man, definitely do that. So it's lit. It's pretty lit.
Yeah, for sure. All right. That was pretty much all I wanted.
Gotta smoke a blunt on a ski lift.
For sure. Is it that long?
Some of them.
Okay. That's what's up. I'll keep.
Well, I mean, yeah. If you want to go to the crazy hills, I'm staying to the baby slopes.
No.
But
I'm not even sure if I want to do like. I don't even know if I can do the snowboarding. You know what I'm saying? Like I might have to start with
skiing. Yeah.
Start with skiing. For sure.
Yeah.
Start with skiing, bro. I tried snowboarding last year, bro. It hurt.
Okay. Cool. All right. That's what's up. I like using both of my legs individually, so that'll be good.
Right.
And you got the sticks to balance you. So
for sure. I will. Well, I'll let you know how that goes. I still got to find a group of people to do it. So if you do listen to this and you made it all the way to the end, first of all, thank you for watching our entire episode. And second of all, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to ski this year.
I'll be down, Solid.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, Brandon. I'm with it.
Sure.
Do you know how to do it? Do you know how to do everything? Set it up, like rentals and all that? Then let's get this shit popping. Let's get it popping. We'll talk.
For sure.
All right. Awesome. Glad to hear it.
Yeah, I know a spot too. It's like 3 hours from here, so it's like a day trip kind of thing.
Shit.
Yeah.
I'm with that too. I'm with that too, bro. For sure, man.
All right, then, y'all. I'll catch y'all on the flip.
Absolutely.
Till next time.
Catch y'all later. Have a good new year. You know, stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe out there in these streets, man. It's crazy. The bippers. Watch out for the bippers.
Watch out for the bippers, bro. Goodness gracious.
Right.
I have another story of that. I can quickly do it. Bro, went to a restaurant in Milpitas with a friend. Go into the restaurant for about 30, 35 minutes.
Yep.
The bippers attacked. It's unfortunate, bro. It's crazy.
Attack of the bippers.
The bippers attack. I mean, I was fortunate enough to not have my car hit, but my friend's car was hit, and it was a string. Like it was literally all the way down the road, and it was just fucking many, bro. People are desperate in these times, and they will do things, and will not consider your safety as part of the things that they're doing. So yes, please be careful. Please be safe.
Or your insurance.
Yes, yeah, have insurance. You know what I'm saying? These things happen. So don't let it end you.
Yeah, don't.
All right, yeah, that's it. That was the last thing I wanted to say.
Yep.
All right, then, y'all be cool. Catch y'all on the flip.
Catch you later.
Peace.
Peace.